Alright, so there's usually some surprises on the Raw After Wrestlemania episode. I'm going to predict one of those surprises as an NXT call-up. I think that Roxanne Perez is going to show up on this episode and officially join the main roster. I think it's pretty clear that WWE is high on her after she spent over an hour in the Royal Rumble match. She also took part in the Women's Elimination Chamber match. It's only a matter of time before she's on the main roster full time, and they clearly have big plans for her. They wouldn't include her in these spots. So, yeah, I think she's going to show up on this episode as the next call up from NXT. There's a chance this could happen on the SmackDown episode after WrestleMania, depending on what brand they want to put her on, or they might save it to the WWE draft. But I'm going to take an early stab and say it's going to happen on this Monday Night Raw episode where the WWE is probably going to have the biggest audience because I think they have big plans for her. So, in some big news before WrestleMania 41, it was announced that WWE has actually purchased the AAA promotion, which was definitely shocking and pretty interesting news. I know it's going to be a kind of a controversial topic among wrestling fans, but interesting nonetheless, and shocking for sure. So on this next episode of Raw, I think we're going to see several luchadors highlighted. I think with as big of an audience as the Raw after WrestleMania is going to have, I think it makes sense to highlight the luchadors and also to kind of promote the upcoming Worlds Collide event in June. So I think the luchadors are going to get the better of American Made on the episode. My prediction is we see several of the luchadors highlighted. My guess would be Ray Phoenix and Penta for sure. They'll probably hit Chad Gable and the Creed brothers with some finishers. I expect Vikingo to be featured, and yeah, I could also see Stephanie, the NXT Women's Champion, showing up and getting some moves in on Ivy Nile. That would kind of make sense as well. So yeah, I think it makes sense to highlight the luchadors, and I think they're going to be involved in a fun segment together while they kind of take out all of the members. Seth Rollins ended up shocking the world after it was revealed that he was working with Paul Heyman, and now after Rollins won the triple threat match against Roman Reigns and CM Punk, we're going to be seeing a Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins partnership moving forward, which is very exciting. Um, for me, what's next here on this episode of Raw, I think we're going to see Seth come out during the episode with Paul, obviously, now and cut an entertaining promo, kind of laughing at everybody, discussing what happens, kind of, typical stuff that goes on. I think they're going to get confronted by CM Punk, which would make sense for Punk to ask Heyman for answers after what happened. And then this is ultimately going to lead to a tease for a match between them at Backlash. If you see my previous videos, you know that right now I have Rollins versus Punk at the Backlash pay-per-view. So that would be a way to kind of set that in motion. I don't know if it's going to get officially confirmed, Rollins versus Punk for that pay-per-view, but I think it'll at least be strongly hinted at, and we'll kind of get that next match. I think Backlash is kind of a good way for them to finally settle their feud, and they can kind of both move on to new things after that. But I definitely think we're going to get one more singles match out of it. So yeah, I'm going with Rollins and Heyman cutting an entertaining promo, and then CM Punk interrupting, and then hinting at a singles match between them at Backlash.